Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies, gentlemen, why do we not have a good, strong, responsible concept of manhood in America? I was pondering this while sitting by a water fountain near Fresno City College. There beside me was a young man wearing those big, baggy pants. Where'd you get those pants? Walmart. No, you didn't. You sneaked into my house and pulled them out of my closet. You see, those pants fit me much better than they'd ever fit you. Please forgive this old son of an Italian immigrant for giving you a hard time. Just that there are so many young fellas in our country struggling to fill the pants of the fathers they don't have. Manhood is a little bit like a stepladder, or maybe a high jump event. The first one might be something I've seen in inner cities when you see a young fella walking around with one hand on his crutch, one hand up here saying, "I am a man." Fellas, if that's what you're doing, in the community of men, you have no bragging rights. You'll have to do better than that. Perhaps the second run of manhood might be machoism, when it means the willingness to fight. You go around snarling at everybody saying, "Don't mess with me." You find yourself surrounded by your enemies and your strength is neutralized by all the other guys. Besides, how can you brag in the company of our country's veterans? Let us offer our veterans our respect. Physical work might be another rung. The guys that get up early in the morning, who jump on their trucks and go to the construction sites, or perhaps out into the hot, backbreaking fields. Let us offer them respect. How about other men? Another one might be a man who married his woman, is raising his children, going out and work, taking all sorts of risks to provide for his family so his wife doesn't have to take those kind of risks. Indeed, we should offer him respect. I've had the opportunity to attend so many men's prayer groups in Central California. And so many men tell me, point blank, "John, I cannot conceive of God as my Heavenly Father because I never had a father in my lifetime." There was a time in America when we had a good, strong, responsible concept of manhood. But my generation, the baby boom generations, destroyed it. Our fathers came back from the war in 1945. They had defeated Adolf Hitler in the Empire of Japan. They married their women that made them our mothers almost immediately. They found this nation still in the Depression, but they weren't depressed. They went to work hard and long hours, and they turned this country into the greatest economy the world had ever seen. And they said to us, "Everything's for you, son. Everything's for you, son, except my company." We were hurt, felt abandoned, and left out of the world of man. We were shoved to the study halls with statements like, "Why does my son have to dig ditches like I have to? Why can't my son become a doctor and a lawyer and engineer?" We felt left out, even though they were good meaning. We were bitter, we criticized, overwhelmed by their bragging rights. We had none. So we attacked them verbally and refused to recognize anything positive they had done. They were the responsible ones. We would say, we will never be responsible. The girls heard all this criticism, and they said, we will never trust men again. And the young girls, instead of following their mothers and the Judeo-Christian sisterhood the Union women had, that they used to hold up high their love for men, from men. The girls decided to form another union, another group called the Women's Liberation Movement. They dropped the price of love to zero. They created the philosophy of free love, and we, the guy, says, boy, does this process work well. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Our girls came up to us and said, we're Rotarian, what are you going to do about it? They said, hey, girly poo, you agreed to the philosophy of free love, now you want us to pay? We went over to the crossbar of manhood, put it on the lowest rung, stomped on it, pulled out the poles and threw the thing in the ditch, and said, you know, as long as we never recognize the positive things men do, we've beaten our fathers and beaten our women too. This went on for a long time, and we thought we'd gotten away from it, away with it. In the year 2001, Tom Hanks, the star of the movie Saving Private Ryan, gave us a challenge. He said publicly on television, you know, they did nothing less than save the world for freedom. Well, I don't agree with everything my father did. But that wasn't cutting it anymore. And we had to give them a war memorial after 55 years. We were old men. To the young men that I see out there in our streets, I say to you, you have the power to raise the standard of manhood anytime you choose. For you have a power greater than yours. God bless you and yours, Madam Chair.